Good morning, friends. Welcome back to my YouTube channel Medical Classes by Dr. Srinidhi Kumar Acharya. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also please give it valuable comments. You can also visit the playlist. In the playlist, I have provided almost all the topics in a very systematic order. You can also make use of it for the continuous study. My dear friends, we have been discussing about Ayurveda and adolescent care. Already we have covered three parts. So today we are heading towards the fourth part. In the last class, we have seen the sequence of development of secondary sexual characters in male and female, which is very important, especially the growth spurt, which is very, very important. Growth spurt appear before menarche in case of females, whereas growth spurt appears after spermatogenesis in case of male. Therefore, average height gain in male is a little higher than the females. Now, today we will look into another part. The adolescence is the base of healthy adulthood and the geriatric age. That means how healthy is your adolescence likely to be your adulthood and geriatric age. As we know, many of the disorders they will going to actually originate in the adolescence period, although it is left unidentified. And when you are in the adult age, they become grown up and bloom into a full-fledged disease. This bitter truth we have to understand. If you keep your adolescence in a healthy, cultured, without any bad habits, and whatever the good habits and bad habits they have adopted during the adolescence will be continued throughout the age. This is also the fact. Once you get into a bad habit in the adulthood, rather in the adolescence, definitely it will be continued for the adults and even up to the geriatric age. So now adolescence age is managed properly leads to good lifestyle habits. Suppose if it is not managed properly, then it may lead to so many bad habits which are very, very unfortunate. A mismanagement will lead to many non-communicable disorders in the future, especially mismanagement in related to the discipline, mismanagement in related to the lifestyle, in related to the diet habits, in related to the sleep habits, and in related to the exercise habit. So they lead to so many non-communicable disorders, so-called lifestyle disorders in future. So nobody can prevent it. Then nobody can help you also. For example, if you take the example of diabetes mellitus, it originates from the adult, although it is full-fledgedly formed in the 40s or 50s, but it actually sees down in the adolescence period. Similarly, hypertension, similarly coronary artery disorders, then similarly very important obesity, then substance abuse disorders. All these are the major disorders which will go into torture you in the later part of your life. But unfortunately, we don't know that they actually do not originate in the adulthood, they originate in the adolescence period itself. The process of developing this pathology will begin in the adolescence period itself. Therefore, we are stressing the fact that adolescence period has to be healthy. You have to keep it very healthy and disciplined. And now, to support this, in Mahabharata there is a reference which explains the importance of handling of the adolescence period for the future healthy life, and this has been mentioned in the context of Vidura Niti. Yes, Vidura Niti, it is explained. The context is Dhritarashtra and Vidura has been in a discussion after completion of the war. War is completed, Kauravas dead, Pandavas won the war, although they had so many losses. And that time there is a conversation between Dhritarashtra and as well as Vidura. Dhritarashtra is asking Vidura, see, everything is over, my all sons were died, and everything is spoiled, and why it happened with me? Why it happened with me? So I am in the old age now, very, very old age. In the old age, I have to see all these miseries. I have to see death of my son in front of my eye. I have to see My kingdom has been get ruined out in front of my eyes. Why I should see all these things? What is the fortune of me? What is my fortune? So he is crying. Who is Dhritarashtra is crying in front of Vidura. And that time Vidura answers very beautifully. See, if you would have been managed your son during his adolescence period properly by inculcating the moral values and discipline and humanity, etc., this would not have been the situation of you today. So this has been told by Vidura. So what he says is, you have not guided your son in his adolescence period. Rather, you have supported all his bad habits, bad intentions. Silently, you have supported. And that's the reason that is fruiting now, that you have not handled the adolescence period of your son properly, and that's the reason in the adulthood or in the geriatric age now you are suffering. You filled Duryodhana's adolescence with the hatredness, anger, jealousy, etc., which burns not only his adulthood but also giving pain to you in this old age. He also destroyed everybody. He destroyed everybody except Pandavas, although he caused so much of damage to them also. So this explanation, conversation between Dhritarashtra and Vidura clearly explains that how important is the adolescence period and how important to inculcate the good values during the adolescence period. Anything which is seeded in our mind or in our body during the adolescence period will be grown up later and will going to burn the whole body. Similarly, the disease like diabetes mellitus, atherosclerosis, coronary artery disease, obesity, hypertension, etc. We have another reference from Bhagavata Saptama Skanda. It also opines in a similar way. So what this is, Kumare Acharet Prajnaha Dharman Bhagavataha Shubham. Kumare Acharet Prajnaha, which means the same thing. Whatever the good qualities that you inculcate during the Kumara Avastha, so that itself will going to protect you in the later part of the life. Now, Ayurveda focus on one major issue in this particular stage. Okay, that is sudden inclination towards the opposite sex. Now, as we have told already, during the adolescence period, because of the hormonal hijack and hormonal influence, naturally there will be inclination towards the opposite sex. There will be undue interest, attraction, okay, curiosity, everything towards the opposite sex. But this is unavoidable because it's a physiological change which is taking place in the body because of the hormonal influences. But anyway, we have to manage that. So now Ayurveda had its own method of managing this particular stage. Now, after the sexual latency period, teenager again start with a special inclination towards the opposite sex, driven by the sexual hormones. So he want to share his feeling. He want to spend the time with the partner of the opposite sex. Many times he spend a lot of time with his friends rather than his parents of the same sex also. Now, this is a very crucial stage, isn't it? He don't want to listen to the advice of the parents. Actually, he dislikes the parents. He shows undue interest in the opposite sex, and he want to be in company of his friends of same sex, maybe of the opposite sex. And they have got a lot of curiosity, a lot of anxiety, a lot of tendency towards experimentation, a lot of aggression, and everything is there. Now, how you will going to manage this stage very, very successfully. This is very important. Opposite gender attraction and how Ayurveda tackle this. Now, one simple example I will give how beautifully they have managed this problem. That is, see, in the classics it is told that Ayurveda classics, the vivaha, age of the vivaha for the boys is 21 years and 12 for the girls. And there is age of garbhadana, that is 25 years for the male and 16 years for the female. Now, we need to think very broadly here. See, two types of this vivaha is explained in our science. Everybody will be confused in this particular point. See, one point they says that vivaha should be done. Age of the boy is 21 years and age of the girl is 12 years. At another point they will say the age of garbhadana, that is 25 years for the male and 16 years for the female. Both these two are different. Both these two are different. Now, first one, that is age of vivaha, which is told that 12 years for the girls and 21 years for the boys. One point is this should be taken as minimum and maximum limit. 12 years means it's not exactly 12, it may be 13, 14, 15, 16, anything. Okay. And 21 years means it is a minimum point. It may be 21, 22, 23, whatever. Okay. Now, by looking at this particular explanation, it creates a confusion that whether Ayurveda support the child marriage, isn't it? 12 years onwards and 21 years onwards or prior to that. So, do you think that Ayurveda support the child marriage? It looks like that. It looks like that. But actually, the intention was not that. Okay, intention was not that. See, sexual development, secondary sexual development features are completely developed by the age of 16 years in female and by the maximum by the age of 25 years in case of male, because latent adolescence period is also now extended. Adolescence period is also there up to 25 years. Okay, although it completes by 21 years in males. Now question comes that by 16 years in case of females, usually they will attain the menarche and they will be fit for garbhadana. Okay, they will be fit for garbhadana. Therefore, age of the garbhadana is 16 and 25 years. But question comes about the first one, 12 years for the female and girls and 21 years for the boys. Now this actually indicates the completion of their adolescence periods. Completion of their adolescence period. But what is the beauty is, nowadays we are having some terms like living relationships, engagement, marriage, pregnancy. Okay, like these different terms will be there. Now in society nowadays we have got two things. One is engagement and another one is marriage. Okay, engagement is marriage. Engagement is the process where one partner is get fixed to the another partner. Okay, marriage is marriage is that period where both the partners will go into live together and they will process towards the towards getting the offsprings and all those things, physical contact and all those things. Now here there is a confusion. The vivaha age, that is 21 years and 12 years, which is told in Ayurveda classes, is not today's present day's marriage. It looks like it is a present day's engagement. Present day's engagement. A partner is fixed for a girl, a partner is fixed for a boy. Okay, and present day's term marriage, where thereafter the intercourse, physical contact, etc. will go into take place. They live together. So that is garbhadana. That is not marriage. Usually we will call it as marriage, and we will say marriage is equal to vivaha. Although it is right, but it is little misunderstood. Okay, Ayurveda classics, what they say, vivaha should be taken as engagement of the present day, and marriage, what we think nowadays, should be taken as garbhadana of the Ayurveda classics. Then the things will be clear. Now they are fixing a partner at the very earliest age. Okay, so there is no any physical contact, there is no any intercourse, there is no any such undue activities. Okay, only the partner is fixed during the adolescence period, so that the attraction towards the opposite sex to be get controlled. Okay, now we'll see further. In the first three, there will be only physical attraction and emotional bonding, and there will not be any physical sexual contact. I am talking about the living relationship, engagement, okay, or whatever engagement, etc. what we say nowadays. So in the first one, that one, there is only physical attraction is there. Physical attachment is also there, attraction is there, emotional bonding is there, okay, emotional sharing will be also there, but there is no any physical sexual contacts. Okay, although sexual feeling is there, there is no sexual contact. Now, both the partners, they try to understand each other. already a partner is fixed. Now whatever he want to talk, share his feeling, emotions, etc., so he will do with the same partner. Okay, so both the partners try to understand each other well, and they have a strong emotional attachment. Have a strong emotional attachment. This relation may continue to Garbhadana, or if any problems, it may discontinue, because there is no any physical contact. Okay, so if any problems comes in between, and if they decide that the emotional attachment is not proper, they cannot understand each other, they cannot live together, or there is a lot of difference of opinion, it may be discontinued. Okay, and if everything is fine, if they get adjusted, and if they believe that yes, we can live together, it may be continued. But thing is, Vivaha Samskara should not be mistaken as present day's marriage. Okay, so mistaken as child marriage, as it is mentioned, age of 12 years for the girl and 18 years for the boy, or 21 years for the boy. Rather, it can be taken as a present day's engagement program. This is what I am telling. So that the undue attraction towards the opposite sex has to be handled. Otherwise, what they will do is it will create some social problems, maybe antisocial activities, sexual crimes, sexual assaults, so many things which is now very commonly taking place in our society. It may be possible if you're not handling this adolescence sexual attraction. So if a partner is fixed at the earlier stage, under the guidance of the family members who are guiding them properly, then they can share their feeling and have that all fun and all, and they can try to understand each other with emotional bonding at the earlier part. Okay, so when teenagers develop the undue interest in the opposite sex, the parents and elders search a partner to her or him. Attraction to the opposite sex and tendency to build a newer relationship which are emotionally controlled are unavoidable during the adolescence, as they are hormonally mediated. So they will match the psychological personality, religious value, moral values, economical status, social status by going to the details of kula, guna, jati, varna, rupa, etc. by analyzing the kundali and the star positions. These two teenagers, having similar thinking, spend time together with the sharing of their inner thoughts, and they are not allowed for any physical contact or coitus like thing or garbhadana until both are completely matured, 25 years and 21 years or 16 years. During this period, Guru educates the teenager to practice the Naistiki Brahmacharya. This is what is mentioned during this period. Although a partner is fixed, Guru will educate the teenager to practice the Naistiki Brahmacharya. This resolves the maximum issues related to this adolescence period. This also helps to prevent from the sexual offenses, bad sexual practices, sexual crimes, and antisocial activities. So curiosity and experimentation may have the positive and negative impact if not handled properly. Adolescence period, there will be curiosity. There is a tendency towards experimenting and everything. So if it is not properly handled, definitely it may lead to so many problems. So we have seen many of the sexual crimes, psychosexual problems, drug abuse, early teenage pregnancies, sexually transmitted disorders, and also HIV-like conditions, which are emerging challenges if this period is not properly handled. So this will be under the everything will be under the strict supervision of elders and the gurus during this period. Especially the male, he will be a male or female, he will be there in the Gurukula. Okay, he will be there in the Gurukula. But their partners are already fixed according to this Vivaha Samskara. Not Garbhadana, only partner is fixed. Okay, so undue attraction towards the sex will be controlled by this, because often they have chances to meet together and they can talk together, okay, and they can think about themselves, they can develop the emotional bonding, etc. Okay, so this is how beautifully Ayurveda handled this situation. Now, living relationship, engagement, and marriage of the present day context has been mentioned by the word called vivaha. That's create the confusion. Okay, the word vivaha, which is mentioned in our sense, it actually stands for present day's engagement or present day's maybe living relationship or understanding, etc. of the present day context. It suggests that a male or female will be given with a partner and they spend time together under the guidance and shelter of the elders and gurus, and there is no scope of missing the track and undue experimentation, and this helps to minimize the sexual and social crimes. This also specifies the gender tendency. This also specifies the gender tendency. Lack of supervision of the parents may result in the teenage pregnancy. That's the different issue. And this was the original thought when they created this particular contest or concept, when they developed this concept. But later onwards, as the generation passes, this particular Vivaha and Garbhadana Samskara also modified according to the social need, and many bad things do occur. But I am talking originally when this concept was formed, the intention was this. Okay, intention was this. Later on, so many social changes take place, and the parents are fixing the marriage without taking permission of the girl. Okay, according to their mindset, they are fixing the boy or fixing the girl, and making it compulsory later. Yes, no, that in the childhood itself you have been fixed, your partner has been fixed, you have to marry that only. See, all these things are socially malpractice later onwards, and this was not the original thought. Okay, this is because of the generation gap, and as the generation passes, so many bad things added to this particular method, and then it spoiled everything. Otherwise, this is the real fact how they control this adolescence period and this gender tendency. So the present day's word marriage refers to garbhadhana. The word refers to garbhadhana in Ayurveda. In Ayurveda, when the garbhadhana, it is nothing but present day's marriage. So nowadays, after marriage, couple are legally allowed for the coitus and or garbhadhana. Hence, the idea of Ayurveda to tackle this most sensitive issue in a smooth way should be appreciated, although there may be some pitfalls in it, as I told. Okay. Another important concept, how they handle this adolescence period. So that we'll go into discuss in the next class. Thank you very much.